Hi, I'm Ben. I'm part of the second cohort for Research Global. And a little bit of background, I went to school in Singapore and then I graduated. I went to university in University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign where I studied architecture. And then there I met a couple of friends who I'm currently partnering with. I came back to Jakarta in 2015 and then I went to work as an architect for a couple of companies. And afterwards, friends of mine from U of I, they invited me to join them in this new venture, a startup venture. And the idea was that they noticed there's a lot of advertising out there, but it's not always genuine. And at the same time, we also noticed that there's this startup called Rapify, where people can just put stickers on their car, and as they're driving and they're using Uber and they're picking up people, they're earning extra money. So we noticed as well, hey, people are already sharing on social media. Why not we, instead of getting influencers to post for brands, we get everyday people to get paid as well posting for brands. And from there, we did our research. We noticed that 92% of people would trust their friends more versus any other forms of advertising. And so we started the company in Singapore in January 2017, and then May 2017, I kind of branched off out of the Singapore team and started the Party Post Indonesia. And God opened this door for the startup, and ever since He opened this door, I knew immediately my focus was back onto, hey, I'm here to glorify God through this startup, and I'm going to do my best because God told me to love Indonesia, so here I am. I joined Resource Global after I started the startup, so I think what Resource Global taught me, this one thing that I took away from Resource Global heavily was three things that God always does and who He is. It is holiness, just, and loving. God is all three. And so how He approaches the world, how He approaches us individuals and His relationship with us is always with holiness, with justice, and with love. And through this is also how we should act towards people who we meet, how we relate to our business partners, our colleagues, just anyone around us, right? With holiness, justice, and loving. So I think having the mindset of all three of that, and it works in a balance, is I think something I'm fully taking from Resource Global that has affected in the way I treat business partners, co-founders, colleagues, investors. I think Resource Global not only provides, I guess, the foundation of what it means to serve and be a minister in the workplace, as well as anywhere else. And at the same time, I think what really helped me a lot was, I guess, mentorship to someone who's already been in the workplace, already been thrown into the pit of fire of being tempted and challenged, and being able to give sound advice and wisdom on how I should go through certain different scenarios that I struggle with. And not only that, I think having the cohorts there and sharing like the stuff they're struggling and going through, like it really helps that to understand that we're not alone in this. Because sometimes it feels like you're fighting alone and you're burnt out and you want to give up. But I think listening to, I guess, the other cohorts and having the mentorship from the cohort really helps out a lot as well. I mean, next is just being patient. God's called me here and just go all out in serving, and not only serving God here, but I think God taught us to serve people in general. So I think having the core value of the mindset that the company should serve people is a good thing. And why is this a good thing? Actually, if you notice, in our generation now, businesses are not just location-based. I think the boundaries has been taken down, the walls have been taken down, that it's become like a global, international thing where your competitors can be from across the country. And so in order for you to have an actual advantage, you need to be serving the customers, the people who are paying for your services, the best as you can. Because if you're not serving better than the other competitor, then you're basically losing out. So I think having that God-centered view of serving, and that should be the main, one of the main cores, actually helps the business a lot, and it provides value to the country as well.